is Dean Knudsen. I'm a museum curator, and I work at DeSoto National Wildlife Refuge, and my job is to take care of the Bertrand Steamboat collection. DeSoto National Wildlife Refuge is located about 30 miles north of Omaha, Council Bluffs area, on Interstate 29. We're very close to the Iowa-Nebraska border. The Bertrand was a riverboat about 200 feet long and 30 feet wide. She was built in 1865 and was intended to go all the way to Montana on the Missouri River, taking goods and cargo to be sold to gold and silver miners up in Fort Benton in what was then the Montana Territory. And she sank on April 1st of that year and was rediscovered almost exactly 100 years later in 1968 and was excavated over the next 2 summers. The artifacts that were recovered at that time were cleaned and organized and then placed on temporary display in a maintenance building here on the refuge. And then our current visitor center was opened in 1981, and they were then placed on public display here. The most recent significant event that affected the collection was a flood that took place in June of 2011. At that time, the Missouri River rose out of its banks, and the Army Corps of Engineers could not guarantee that this visitor center would not be underwater. We were also told that they could not guarantee that we would have electricity to this building. And so that necessitated the evacuation of the collection, and we were able to do it in a week's time. The flood event actually had a silver lining in that in the time that the collection was stored off-site, we had time to go in and recatalog and redocument a good part of that collection. And the collection itself numbers about 250,000 objects, and we've been able to recatalog about 200,000 of them. The collection was returned to DeSoto Wildlife Refuge in September of 2013, and objects have been placed out so that people can see them again. They'll see a lot of familiar objects as well as some that have never been out before.